how many times do people mess up your name?
Every day. Thank you, Beavis, for ruining my last name forever. A lot of old friends getting back together, seeing familiar faces. So that first night we played Hollow, that was the first time we played Hollow. Played the third turn, like, who is this band? When you can watch a crowd and you stop and the whole place just sings it back to you, you're like, this is why I do this. What's up, guys? This is Waylon from A Killer's Confession, and you're listening to Kevin Powell Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kevin Powell Podcast. My name is Kevin Powell. I love talking to bands. Talked with Gwar earlier today here in the studio, and I never get to really utilize the studio as much as I'd like, but hey, we're here because Machines vs. Monsters tour is going on right now. Static X, Killer's Confession, Gwar, Dope, all these awesome bands are somehow, some way here in my hometown of Wheeling, West Virginia, and I love it. And we have Reavis. We have Waylon Reavis.
Yes, Waylon Reavis.
Here in the studio.
Right.
I did. I had to think about it. So how many times do people mess up your name?
Every day. Every day. And it's been since 1991 when Beavis and Butthead showed up. So thank you, Beavis, for ruining my last name forever. I will forever be in your debt. My name is not Reavis, it's Reavis.
For the record. Now everyone knows. Now no one can mess it up forevermore.
They'll do it tomorrow.
So how's this tour going?
This tour's been amazing. I can't thank Static X enough for the opportunity to let A Killer's Confession come out and be a part of the Monsters vs. Machines. Machines versus Monsters. Like, I get it backwards every day, but just to be a part of it, I mean, I've known Dope forever, you know, Mushroom Dope toured constantly.
Yeah.
So a lot of old friends getting back together, seeing familiar faces. Gwar, Mushroom Gwar, I've toured with those guys. It's just, it's so fitting to be back out, and this is my first time ever touring with Static X. And my God, I am so glad I got to do that. Yeah, it's the first time ever. And I am so thankful to be on this tour. It is just, it's been an amazing experience.
So what's been, I guess, the vibe so far, going night to night?
Chill. Like everybody, no rock stars, no egos. Everybody comes in, does what they need to do, friendly, more than helpful. If something goes wrong, you've got all these hands from all camps. It just like, it's just a swarm and problems are solved. And that is a dream scenario. Because I mean, so many times I ain't on the clock, you know.
I was going to say, compare that to days past where, you know, you've been on tour years and years and years. And it's been, maybe you guys are doing all DIY because you're hoping you show up and they're doing their job, and maybe not. So hearing that people are actually doing their job, helping you guys out, and it's not just band members, but other crew members.
Yes, and it's amazing. Even band members have been there. Like, it's just, there's no ego at all. And it's so refreshing to me because I have been around so many egos in this industry, that even ones that don't deserve it. But I mean, you know, guys, I'm like, man, we didn't solve World Hungry. Stop it, man. We just play songs. But just like the willing just to make the tour amazing has just been like, just everybody above and beyond. I can't give it up high enough for that.
You hear that, crew? Above and beyond. So you got to keep up the good work for these guys. And if, you know, you're part of the crew, whether it be Live Nation or somebody else, let that inspire you to, you know, go out of your way, because these guys appreciate it. So heck yeah.
We do. I mean, we're a DIY band, and you know, we're first on, so like we're the last to get on stage, and everybody, and we're always like, say something's running behind, we're never the ones to be like, hey, it's my turn. We never did. Like yesterday, we sound checked in front of people, and we seen what was going on, and these are situations that need to be resolved before the show starts. But I'm here to make the show better. I'm here to make sure that this, you know, I do my job, but I also want to make sure that I give them the time to properly be able to give you the show that they're going to give you too. So, it happens, but they're there to be like, we're going to help, guys. We're going to help you get on as fast as possible. We're sorry. And they apologize. I'm like, no, man, I'm low man on tone pole. It's all good by me. You know, thank you. May I have another type deal? And, you know, but yesterday was like a prime example. Just, and even the local crew, they were like, oh my God, I have never seen a band set up that fast and play. And I'm like, yeah, it's how it goes, man. You're expected to be at a certain level. And our goal every day is to be at that level and to supersede that level to some extent.
So I get to kind of be on both sides. So I also do stuff for Live Nation merch side of things. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes things in general. Not only do the artists appreciate when the crew goes out of their way to make sure things are running smoothly, whether it be from the bottom up or anything like that, it goes the other way around too. You know, crew really appreciates when bands roll in, no ego. Or they roll in and they're like, yeah, we know what we're doing, no worries. Like,
I'm always like, don't worry. I tell every day I say the same thing. We're the easiest band in the world. All you got to do is just point us in the right direction and tell us stage is there. And we're, hello, Cleveland, you know, and we're lost in the bathroom.
Exactly. So what does this tour, this Machines versus Monsters tour, mean for Killer's Confession so far in your musical journey?
I feel like, you know, last year we got to do Mudvayne, and this is topping that. Like, those two tours for this band have really helped grow the band and solidify us as an actual viable group. And to be given the opportunity, it's like, no, these guys are good. And for everybody in Static coming out and be like, dude, you got songs. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, you're telling me that I got songs, bro? But it's like, you inspired me to want to do this.
Right.
And I mean, they're watching every day, and it's just like, and they come up like, man, I got that song stuck in my head. Come by walking in the hall, and they're singing my stuff. I'm like, am I in the right universe? Is multiverse stuff going on right now? What's up with this? But for me, it's just, you know, AKC's took the long path around. And I feel like it was the right path. We found out who we were. We've honed our sound. You know, I feel like the first 3 albums we did were like more demos, just figuring out who the band was. And when we did Victim 1, I feel like that's when you finally got A Killer's Confession. And when we did Victim 1, that's when Mudvayne and that's these bigger tours started happening. And now we're going into Victim 2, and to be on Static and be able to like drop our new single Hollow. And day one, first show, we hadn't even played this song because like I'm my guitarist for this tour. He's from New Zealand.
Okay.
He flew in and we left. It's like, well, we're going to practice in the RV. Let's go. You know, and that's what we did. And the first night we played it was the first night we played it. Because we didn't get a sound check that day because they were, like I said, you know, we want to make sure the show goes. And sometimes in a situation, especially when you have Guar and Static X doing these major productions, you got to give them the time because people paid good money to be in those seats to see that show. Respect that. Let them do what they need to do to get the show done, and because like at the end of the day, it's worth it, and I'm a part of it. So, so that first night we played Hollow. That was the first time we played a Hollow.
But you got like that's one of what the 2 newest singles, right?
We had A Case of Emergency. We had the special guest J-Man.
Yeah,
popped up, and you know, it's like I've got Stitch with me now. The family's coming back together. We're just not Mushroomhead. We're A Killer's Confession,
and that's okay.
And that's just fine by me. But Jay stepped in and did a Case of Emergency, which is awesome. And then we're just following that up with Hollow, and then in a month we're going to drop another song. I
was going to say these songs. So you mentioned how the first 3 albums sounded like or felt like a demo to you. I don't know what this is called, and maybe I hope I'm not the only one that thought of this, but usually the first 2 albums, all right. They're albums, and usually the third album's when bands either really get noticed or really take off with tours. But you're saying now we're going into album 4, and this is album 5, and now we're going into that kind of recognition. But the production on these singles, they're so good.
It was finding the right team. It was honing in myself and focusing on what A Killer's Confession was. When I started A Killer's Confession, I had no idea. I was just like, man, this is bad. We're in a band, let's go. Write an album in 30 days. Wrong. And that's what we did. But I tried to keep that pace. And like I got some great songs in those albums. Yeah. But in the big picture, they just didn't fit my mold of who I am as an artist and what this band should be. This band should represent A Killer's Confession.
Right.
It should be theatrical. It should be telling stories. Because, I mean, you got a name like A Killer's Confession. You need to live up to it. Yeah. And with Victim 1 and Victim 2, that's what we're doing. We're just making this whole universe of things. And we just following a killer, taking out the bad guys. I don't know if I want to say what bad guys on the show, but if you know my merch, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. So I talked to Grodius Maximus a little bit ago from Guar, and I don't know if you ever watched any interviews with Guar. I had questions. Didn't really matter, but that's okay. I asked a couple guitar questions because he's a guitar player. So I want to ask a couple vocal questions, such as, what's your pre-show warm-up? What do you usually do going into a show?
I use my pocket box.
Okay.
And I do a 30-minute warm-up with that. I try to drink as much water as possible. I eat an apple and 10 almonds.
Okay. How did you discover the 10 almonds?
That was Jamie Vendera. The almonds are for energy.
Okay.
The gallon of water is to keep myself hydrated and keep my palate wet so I can hit those higher notes.
And how many days roughly is this tour?
This tour, I don't know, man. I was on tour before this, so I've been out forever.
So let's say we're going on day 60. We're not, but let's say we're there. How important is this pre-show ritual every single time?
It's mandatory. It has to be done because, your voice is a muscle and you can abuse it. And if you overwork it and you overstimulate it, you're not going to get the results you want out of it. And the older you get, the wear and tear of the road. I mean, you're not sleeping right. Most of the time, you're not eating right. You're not doing anything. So it's very important to do those type of warm-ups to keep your voice in the best shape you can. I mean, you're never going to be in 100 after 10 days. I mean,
of course.
It's like if you do 10 days straight, you're like, I'm sorry. You're going to be coming in. Hey, got some Winston cigarettes down at the bottom of the park, and you want to buy some? But that's just what it is, especially with how I do vocals, where I'm doing an aggressive vocal and then into a clean vocal.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh, it's so awesome, and it's so hard. Because you're really going from one extreme to another, and so that balance has to be found.
Exactly. So I asked that because you've probably ran into times where maybe like, oh shoot, I don't exactly have that much time to do my full warm up, and you definitely feel like shit the next day.
Oh yeah.
Or during the performance, you're like, man.
That's the days you put the mic in the crowd and be like, you're singing. Now you paid ticket. You're doing the vocals, not me, and it's not my fault because I am not hitting that high note. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna watch you.
So that's why they all do it. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like people are understanding, and if you're honest, and you say, "Hey, I'm not feeling the best. Give me some help. I want to hear some crowd participation."
Yeah.
People want to sing.
Well, they want to be part of the show.
They want to be a part of the show. Let them be a part of the show. Let them help you. Give them an experience while they're giving you a break. They're like, help me so I can continue to do this and just help me carry this part because I think it'd be beautiful to watch you singing it.
Exactly. Okay.
Because that is the ultimate compliment. When you can watch a crowd and you stop and the whole place just sings it back to you, you're like, this is why I do this.
Okay. Wonderful. And then also in that moment, you're like, wait, these are my lyrics.
Yes. The first time it happened to me was Save Us with Mushroomhead.
Yeah.
And I coughed. And it was one of them, and it was during the big, all alone, I hear the angels scream my name. And I was just like, I went to the part and I just coughed. I couldn't help it. Next thing I know, the Agora Theater in Cleveland, the whole place is just singing it. And I'm like, holy wow. And I remember just patting my chest. And every night after that, I stopped at the same spot every night and I let them do it. I think I sang that part maybe 4 times.
Wow.
I seriously would let the fans do it because it make
tradition.
I have no hair, but what hair I have stood up.
Okay. So we're going into Victim 2 now, correct?
Yes.
So what was the main, or was there a creative difference going into this compared to others? Did you say, I've done it this way for a while, let me try something else, anything at all?
No, Victim 1, this is a complete continuation of Victim 1. Same production, same everything, same storyline. Like, because we're going to do Victim 1, Victim 2, which is done already and it's coming out. We're following the story of this character, and Victim 3 is being wrote as we speak.
Okay.
So I am doing a full trilogy following this character. So I'm going to keep sounds the same. I'm going to keep the production the same. I'm going to keep the vocals in line with what the story is and where I want to go, because Victim 3 is going to be the finale that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to be the first band to ever really truly do a trilogy of an album that's just like really just with one guy and how he loses his mind and just becomes the bad guy. And by the end, you'll find out what happens to him.
And then at the end of the trilogy, you're going to go, man, we should have put this out the first time.
Yes, I'm already doing that. I say it all the time that Victim 1 is the true first album of A Killer's Confession.
And that's okay.
And it's fine by me. Like I said,
People still like those songs.
They do, and I will play them. Like, we only do a couple of them, but like most of it's just retired, and you're never going to hear it again. But that's okay. They're there. If you've got the physical copies, they're never going away. But like sooner than later, they're going to disappear, and it's just going to be victim one up. It's just one of those deals. But I'm really proud of where we got. But I'm honestly, I'm proud that we did take the long route, because I feel like everything we're getting, we earned. It wasn't just given to us. Like, we had to fight and scratch, mistakes made. Like, oh, don't take that turn. Like, don't do that again, and learn the hard way. And I'm an old road dog, so the road part wasn't. But the business side, I didn't run things in Mushroom Head. I was just the singer. And everybody did everything for me. So, like, I had no clue about any of the other stuff, because nobody told me about the other stuff. So I'm lucky that my wife has stepped in, and she's took the business over. And we're a partnership, so that's the love of my life. And also, that's my business partner.
Oh, yeah.
And she makes sure, she's like, you be creative. I got this end. And it just balances itself out. But, like, same time, it's my wife.
Right.
Who
you trust?
Yeah. Like, I'm the one, like, she's like, we're broke, and we're not. And at the same time, then I'm turning around, she buy me something. I'm like, okay, having money. Yeah. But all my bills are paid.
Right.
I'm in a better place than I've ever been, ever. We just stepped up. We bought a brand new RV for the band. I don't really like buses, but so we bought an RV. We're bunking part of it out for the band. We have a kitchen, bathroom.
Wow.
I got a huge bedroom, because I'm getting old. And I like to sleep.
Yeah.
And like, I was realizing that because I had a bunked out Sprinter van.
Do you already have this?
Yeah, it's outside.
All right.
Yeah, you can go check it out after we're done.
All right.
I got my dog Tank with me.
Okay.
I take my home everywhere I go now. And now I just feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm getting older, and it hurts because I do all the driving. I do the singing. I'll load in. Don't give away my street cred. I'm a singer, but I will carry equipment.
Well, you got to help.
I have to. Like, but the thing is, I do all the driving. Like, when the guys go to bed, I make sure they get there safely. I take that very seriously. That's my family back there, not just my wife and my dog, my bass player.
I mean, yeah,
they're all there, and I take it very seriously to get them safely. I don't want them crashing something I've spent $100,000 to have.
Yeah,
and I'm mad at you. Because if I do it, I'm not going to be mad. I'll be mad at me, but you're not going to get it.
Okay. So we talked about how, you put the mic out and people are singing it back to you, and that's a holy shit moment. Has there been like anything crazy or weird so far with this tour?
With this tour? Let me think. No. Like, everybody...
Until tonight, no.
Until tonight, yeah. Honestly, like, the crowds have been just really amazing. I mean, I walk in, like I said, I'm first on, and it's already filled up. Like, I'm walking out, and I'm like, where'd you people come from? And because, like, usually being the opening band, people coming in, they're seating themselves. Yep. But it's been just like, okay, we got to go to work. It's like a headline set, and it's awesome. But the crowds are just like, the first three songs, because a lot of people don't know who we are. And the first three songs, arms crossed, heads kind of bouncing a little bit. Getting the second song, start grinning a little bit, like, yeah, I can dig this.
Yeah.
Play the third song, like, who is this band?
Yeah.
And by the end of it, we do end up saying, it's like, hey, you guys have been looking at me, and you're like, I know who that dude is. Well, yes, you do. I'm Waylon from Mushroom Head.
Yeah.
This is my new band, A Killer's Confession. The whole place erupts. And then we give them like 2 minutes of QWERTY. And they're like, oh my God, it is him. And we're doing that to remind everybody, because a lot of people do not know of A Killer's Confession.
Right.
I've had people come up and, hey, I thought you died. I'm like, wow.
I did.
I died, yeah. That version of Waylon did, but this one's here.
Yes.
So we do that, and by the end of it, they're erupting. They're like, because like the whole time they come up like, I knew that was you. I just couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, well, didn't the mask give it away? No, we just thought you were trying to rip off Slipknot. And I'm like, God.
Not that argument again.
But the thing about it is, it's all good, because I took the mask off for years.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
Right.
Nobody wants this version of Waylon. They want the guy. And I'm like, I'll give you the guy.
Yeah.
Just don't get mad when he says something that you don't like, because he is not politically correct.
Hey there, it's David from Renaissance and Extreme Vocal Institute, and you are listening to the Kevin Powell Podcast. Make sure you check out our debut EP, Born from the End, and our newest single, Less Than Nothing.
So we got the Machines versus Monsters tour going on. We have Victim Part 2 coming up, Victim Part 3 being worked on.
Yes.
You guys are playing Incarceration.
Yes.
How excited are you for that?
Oh, I love it. I get to do it every other year.
Yeah.
And we were there back in the day with Shroom when it was called Ink and the Clink before it became Incarceration.
I never heard of that. All right.
And we were the first headliner.
Okay.
And I showed up, I think in 18 or 19, and I met the owners of them, and I said, guys, this is amazing.
We talking Dan?
Dan Jensen.
Yeah, okay.
And I said, man, this is awesome what you've done.
Yeah.
I said, this is beautiful. I'm honored to have been a part of the beginning of this
Yeah.
and to see what you have done and made this so beautiful. I said, there was 2,000 people out here. There's 30,000 now. This is amazing. And he goes, you want to play? Yeah, I want to play,
nice.
dude. And to get brought back and to come and just to witness where it started and where it is now.
Yeah.
And if you've not been to Incarceration, go. It's the Mansfield Prison. You go Shawshank.
That's where I got my first tattoo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You went in and got. I got the don't cup the mic last time I was there.
There you go.
That's a little reminder on my hand. I'll be screaming like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Dan is he's a really good friend. But that is a well-oiled machine. And guys, if you have not been to Incarceration, make it a bucket list. It's a really fun experience. It's a tattoo convention. But at the same time, go see Shawshank. Go into that prison. Do the tours. It's an amazing.
When's the last time you did that tour?
I did it last time I was there. Back in 23. Yeah, 23.
You and I probably passed each other.
We probably did.
Yeah, we were there. I would say, so this is not the Danny Wimber Presents Suck Ass Hour here, but I will say it is a well-oiled machine. Now,
it is.
First time I was there, I've been to multiple festivals. I mean, this area in general used to be Jamboree in the Hills. It was country. You name a country artist, they played.
Yeah.
It was fine for what it was, but eventually it kind of sizzled out. When I first went to this place, and again, I'm not trying to kiss ass here, but yes, I am. Security, the production, everyone behind the scenes were so helpful. I'll be there again for Ink this year, so we're going to run into each other there. Have you been to Sonic Temple?
Yeah, I did it when it was Rock on the Range.
Yeah, okay.
And we got our review was the Freaks in the Mud, but
Yeah.
it wasn't mud. It was the porta potties.
How about Louder Than Life? You do that one yet?
I have not done Louder Than Life yet.
So imagine Ink times 2 or 3.
Good Lord.
Yeah. When we went in October, right before the hurricane hit, I've never been around so many people in my life.
The biggest thing I've ever done was Soundwave. And
Okay.
that was in Australia.
Okay.
And I got to do it with Green Day, of all bands.
Oh, yeah. So
there was 100.
big flex over here.
There was
No.
100,000 people there. Nobody told me.
Okay.
And it was our second night, and all the wonderful people from Australia knew what hotel we were staying at.
Oh, no.
And my God, there was an open bar. I got so hammered that I got one eye, just couldn't look at like that. And we were playing at 11:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm thinking there's going to be anybody there at 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
A Martyr Moth went on, and they played before us on the stage beside of us, and I was always messing with them. I was like, I'm going to go play on your ship. I want to go play on the Viking boat. And that day I was not there. I was hurt. There was not enough aspirin, and there wasn't a Bloody Mary bloody enough to fix what was wrong with me. And I heard this roar. And I mean, when I say roar, I mean roar. And I'm like, what was that? What in the hell was that? And I kind of just like brought my mask a little bit on, one eye, and I'm hurt. I mean, my head is just splitting. I walk out there, and I just peek my head around the curtain. All I could see was people. I mean, the most people I had ever seen in my life. And my dumb ass walks. We're not even playing. I just kind of just walk in the middle of the stage, and somebody got a picture of it. And I just walk. I ain't got a mic. I just got my mask on. I just walk up, and people are like, "Oh my God, it's him! Oh my God, it's you!" You know,
Right.
I'm totally like just in awe. And I got a picture. I'm like, and this is exactly really what happened. What the hell am I going to do with all you people? You know, and my arms are like this, and somebody got a picture of me looking at this massive crowd with my hands out like this. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell am I going to do? I'm the worst hungover I've ever been. And this is the biggest crowd I've ever had to run of. And that was amazing. But I mean, Rob Zombie was on that. Then Sevenfold, Korn, Clutch, Chino from the Deftones, his side project.
Crosses?
They were there. Alice in Chains was there.
Wow.
Like, dude.
All right, so it's worth 100,000 people.
Dude, it was everybody that was anybody. You know, Duff McKagan come walking beside me. I'm like, that's Duff. You know, Tommy Church cried. Like, I mean, these stars that have inspired us for so many years, and we're just in awe that we're on this thing. And I mean, there's something, and they're shuttling us in and out. Because I mean, the festival starts first in the morning, it goes all day, and I mean, there's 100+ bands playing, and we're playing at the Sydney Olympic Stadium. And I'm too stupid to look at an itinerary to find out that, hey, you might want to go to bed early that day. And what happened was when I walked out there, that was the greatest sober pill I've ever had. My headache went away. I got straight to business. I was just like, we're going to do this. This is wow. You know, but like, I remember leaving that being in shock. I remember going back to my hotel and just sitting there in quiet, just being like, just what I had just witnessed.
Yeah.
So like for all you artists, like if you ask if we get nervous, that should tell you, man. It's like, I don't care. Like 100,000 people is 100,000 people, you know, and I think that Madonna just did 1 million somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no, I'm like, that's 10 times what I seen. I don't want to see that. That's because I mean, the nerves to get up there. I mean, and to do the performance. I mean, granted, I would do it. But like, yes, I would be nervous as hell.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, hey, how you doing? Why is he shaking?
Forget the words, forget everything, forget who you are.
I did that one time in Mushroom Head, first show. I had 3 practices, and we had to do a hour and 20-minute set. I had 3 practices, and we're doing Kill Tomorrow. And I get the first verse, and we're going off just, you know, without a hitch. Like, and everybody's like, whoa, dudes can do this. This is my first show. Second verse comes in, blank. And I was, and that's how I have. I had 3 practices, man. What do you expect? It's like I had to forget my birthday and many Christmases to get all these lyrics in.
Yeah, you gotta make some space up there.
I had to, man. Had to delete some files.
2 final questions for you. I ask this question at the end of any interview, no matter who I'm talking to. If you had to give advice to a band either starting out or they want to push up to the next level, what advice would you give?
Don't look at it like that.
Okay.
Continue to just write good songs. Don't do it for fame. Don't do it for money. Do it because you're good at it, A, but B, because you want to write a good song. It ain't about the money. It ain't about the fame. Fame is fickle. Fame is going to go away. At the end of the day, we're all ended up 6 feet down. You know, it's a family over everything. They're the ones always going to be there. If you're lucky enough for a group of individuals to enjoy what you do, feel accomplished. You've never failed, but don't go in thinking I'm going to be huge and I'm going to be a star, because it's not what it's cracked up to be.
Fair enough. Finally, what words do you want to say to fans?
I love you guys. Y'all know it. I get up and go do something. I love each and every one of you. You know, y'all stop me in Walmart. Y'all stop me wherever I go all the time. I got time for all of you. You've made my dream come true, and I've always got time for you guys. I love you all.
Waylon, appreciate a little bit of your time today.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, brother.
It's Waylon Reavis. I still remember his name, don't worry. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode of the podcast. Go check out A Killer's Confession, whether it be at this tour, the Machines vs. Monsters tour, or Incarceration, or whatever they got coming up. We got new music on the way. Again, appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.